did you
I'm going
do?
to give you a purple dot.
If us do thing.
Thing?
Not know what if us do, but if us do thing, and now what for?
Let's
Just
see
like
if
plan.
the golem gets
You
half
do have
damage.
more friends than me. Because I just saw a bunch of, like, fey
No.
energy around you. You, like, okay, sure, whatever. That's a bad reflex save.
That is
This
a
is for
bad
half
reflex
damage,
save.
because he's not avoiding it, I'll tell you that much. Let's see, this is a lot of shit. Okay.
This is the one time the party turns around the rocks fall, everybody dies.
It's
To be
technically my
fair, I've used Rocks Fall enemies die a few times.
Yeah, let me have my fun.
That's a lot of damage.
It begins, yeah, I rolled a lot of sixes. It begins with a few pitter-patters of crystal before the main body of these stalagmite?
It's like
Whatever.
tight. It hangs
Stalactite.
tight to the ceiling.
I don't have a mental bandwidth to remember it for eternity. As when stalactite crashes into this golem, which I can tell you solidly, even with its DR, did.
Does it get a +2 to damage? Because it was my plan and I'm
It does.
concentrating.
It doesn't matter. The golem, for reference, had 46 hit points.
Does it get a +1 for every die rolled because it was Ipos and Blood Havoc?
It's not electricity, or it's not affected by your spell focus evocation, nor is it a bloodline spell.
But I spent a sorcerer spell level to do it, so it might.
Aaron jumps out of the crystal, arms up, goes, "Woo!
Woo!
Hell yeah!"
Congratulations. You successfully flattened the shit out of one crystalline carrying golem, as well as killed a bunch of snakes.
Shit, dirthead!
As combat dies down, and preside you to make me one last fort save.
That's fine. If she fails this, I'm just going to dismiss her.
Oh,
Wow.
Bye, Tris.
I mean, she's still effective as an archer.
Technically, but she'll have a total of 11 HP.
So that's like a Aaron.
And
Or actually Silas, rather.
she's kind of suffering, and I can just summon other things. It would
That's
be
fair.
fine.
take a nap.
Triz, you suffered enough. Just go home for today.
She gives you like a military salute.
Also, Aaron, we're dealing with like weird magic-y bits, right?
Yeah.
Here, have the warder's IP so you can see the most magic-y bits.
Dude, you know this thing gives me a massive fucking migraine, right?
Just sort of dangles it in front of you again.
Jeez, I'll take it, but I really I really don't need this thing. I'm pretty good as it is. But thank you.
I mean, if you don't want it,
I'll
that's fine.
Okay. All right. Could everyone do me a favor and gather up those snake things? I need to work fast. Magic dissipates quickly on these things, and well, yeah.
Ipos starts trying to drag over the big crystal rock thing, or at least like dig it out for you.
Father, I'm just gonna crawl in it.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Yep.
Okay. Side lane for you. The carrying golem was CR4. The crystals are CR2.
CR2?
Yes. So 7 CR2 and 1 CR5? Did I say 5? 4.
4. So that's 440 bits of gold. All right. I'm feeling good about this haul. This is good. I mean, frankly, most of the crystal is complete trash. Erin says she's like shoveling bits of crystal out of her way, but some of these are actually energized.
Ignore that, probably the energy of dead people, but yes.
Look, I deal with the source of dead people all the goddamn time. They're dead. They're not using it anymore.
Also, I believe fake Silas would disappear.
Yeah, it lasts 3 minutes. I don't need to concentrate, so
Still gonna clean up this battlefield a little.
yeah. Yeah, I'll dissipate both of those and re-pick up the gadgets that was projecting them. Also, wow, okay, yeah, that's hard to keep focused on.
And let me fucking select a circle.
6,900.
Nice.
Nice. Is there any looking around? Is there any just non-bits that I need to collect that would be valuable?
Oh, everyone
There's
is
a big
actually.
rainbow crystal.
Yeah, I was actually going to look at that. I drilled into the center of that too. So I'm going to take a look around there and just see if there's anything generally valuable.
And its other half is dead now.
Actually, never mind. I can't. I'm busy. Ippos, best buddy, could you look around and look for shinies?
Hippos
Everyone's
shall
free.
go and look for shinies. Ha 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 ha.
Everyone is free to give me a perception check to see if there's anything lying around.
Thanks to Tears to Wine, he has a whole +2.
Mhm.
Oh fuck.
Best buddy. Best buddy.
Where's your luck for today?
Yeah.
Probably said that as she was looking at one of the shiny bits and kind of nudged him towards it, like, "Hey, there's the thing there." Doesn't like, just, "Oh my god, I found something! Oh, good job, buddy."
I don't need your pity. I can find things all on my own. It may not be worth anything, but I shall find things.
You do indeed find a few things where it appears that other people have been through here and maybe not been as lucky with their encounters with the serpents and golems, as I'll enter it into the loop. Mostly you find the equipment of what you presume is other people's shit, which actually ends up being mostly one item.
Oh, also, Silas, terribly sorry, about the caricature thing. It was just
That sounds about what you would think of me anyway.
really what I could think of you. It was what I was thinking at the time. Honestly, your form is rather distinct and rather easy for me to come up with in my head. And frankly, you don't have all the flowy bits and frilly bits of Ash, so you're a little bit more sleek. It's hard for me to calculate Ash's form because he's so I don't know what the term is. Prissy?
Hippos not a flowy frilly bits.
Yeah, but you were
Sexy.
hiding. Sure, let's go with that. And Ippos, you're a bit small. I didn't want to, you know, risk the chance of it not caring. After all, you're
But if you
friendly,
make
might not
Silas that big, then you make Hippos that big.
good, but again, I didn't want to see my best buddy get smashed, right? And your
Hmm.
friendly may not have seen you as a threat.
Hmm. Hippos go
Although
find best shinies.
I admit using me as a distraction while I'm eye catching, not very appealing for something to run up and try to smash me. I'm not very physically threatening.
Oh, looks like we got a load of vendor trash.
Lady Luck giveth and Lady Luck also giveth.
Well, I don't think any of us really use shields.
Ooh, but it's Mithril.
It is Mithril, which
It
is
is
nice, makes
Mithril.
it valuable. Which is why I'm saying vendor trash.
You can also melt down the mithril and make armor from it. Well, with the shield, you'd
That
only
would
really
be
be able to make
nice.
armor.
I can tell you I can get more resources out of that shield if you just gave it to me rather than selling it.
Yes, I would rather you'd melt. I'd rather it be melted down to be made into a chain shirt of some kind.
Oh, yeah, sure, I could do that, actually.
Excellent. I've been in need of some armor.
You do realize how pain in the ass chain shirts are, but sure, yeah, I could do that.
Oh yes, don't worry.
Well, probably get a commission from that, but yeah. Okay, I could do that. The Morning Star, Merry Christmas, Robert.
He looks as greatsword. Kind of good.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Aster.
Christmas.
Oh yeah, Aster, Merry Christmas.
And Astor will gladly take any loot you want to throw at him. He
I
will
mean,
find a way.
if nothing else, he'll just vendor it for extra money. It's kind of his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the potion of this. What do you call this, Ash? Aaron holds up the potion of protection from evil.
It's protection from
Oh.
chaos.
Oh,
So, good against the Fae, demons, not devils, demons. There's a big difference.
I'm aware.
And
Hippos sticks his tongue out.
other such things. Also, proteins, but if we run into those, I'd be quite surprised.
I mean, you've already run into one, so
Exception, not the rule.
fair enough.
Also, a potion of Featherfall. Who would brew this?
I don't know. It seems very dumb.
You will be able to elucidate on why that is. As in the distance, he can actually, from where you are with the spores being so low, he can point out a few more of the actual things for you to see. For instance, the gigantic set of swords dug into the steel the acid baths to the north. But finally, there's one last feature to the Sporling Caverns, which is the pit. That's, as Hugh will elucidate, that's actually leads into a much lower floor in the dungeon called I think it's Rastigan Sewers, something much higher level than probably what you're ready for.
Wait,
So,
it goes further down in the.
It skips a couple of
there are
levels.
ways to skip entire layers through here?
indeed, there are. For one,
But
brave enough.
at, that's exactly what we're looking for.
I would not
No.
recommend it with.
Yeah, now,
Unfortunately, we're
hold on, Aaron. We did see a disturbance in the fabric of reality in the jungle that could be something we're looking for. We
Uh,
do have to investigate that. We can't just jump down the pit.
okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. That'd be a bad idea, anyways. All right. Do we
Yeah,
want to?
no, if we didn't have that in the jungle, I'd actually be rather curious about the pit myself, just because, well, we can't die.
Right. And also, if disturbance in the jungle is in fact nothing, we can go back to the pit.
I would not.
Back to the pit.
Yeah.
Or the pit is more the lair of a beast than it is an actual way down.
I see.
Uh,
However, should you find yourself needing to join the stomach of a gigantic worm, be my guest.
though honestly, that does sound closer to where we're trying to get to.
He just shrugs. Maybe should you be.
We'll think about it. Secondly, I will mention I am a capable disenchanter. If we go to the giant weapons and one of them is like in fact the size of a building, as it may be, and it's like as you get colloquially termed a +1 sword, I could disenchant it and get some resources out of it.
It's like
What?
fucking that joke.
So I could get more resources out of giant weapons without actually, doing the classic destroy everything. It would take me a while, but I could do it.
They are only a half hour away.
I just figured I would bring it up. And besides, we probably want to get going because, frankly, that echoed through the entire cavern, and that giant centipede is probably on his way.
Yeah. So who wants to go look at giant weapons?
Proper puts his hand up.
Sure, let's go look at big stabby things. Silas, you got an opinion? My man, you've been a bit quiet.
No, no, I'm fine with wherever now. I've seen what I wish to, both the ancient tower and the crystal spires.
Okay, good.
Anything else, I'm just a bit along for the ride, I guess.
Sure. All right, let's go to the giant weapons. This way. Erin says as she slides the mask back on.
As you're traveling, may I have a D100 from someone? Also, fortitude saves as you're traveling.
Sure, I'll do it since no one immediately volunteered.
No.
Or Big B got it.
Boy, okay.
Nice.
Hmm.
That's what I would expect from one of my rolls. Damn.
Unfortunately, you've procced an encounter. I just need to figure out which.
Dun dun dun.
It's more a question of this point of whether or not it's actually going to end up like mattering for you to fight it. Because a lot of these fights are statted out for when you're like level 2.
Mhm.
Is it down?
Oh, poor Bluebell. You take wisdom damage.
Yep.
Oh, dex
She's
damage.
tripping balls.
No, not
Just
one
ignores it
S2.
again.
Bluebell, why are you huffing spores?
Shrug.
She's out of here. Okay.
All the
Technically,
cool
we'd
kids are
have an
doing it.
encounter. Yeah.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Let's see. Boss.
That's his first.
Silas, you're good. Bilbo. Ash, you're good. Aaron. Is that not including your mask?
No, it is, but I also have it. I use my last inspiration to give my an inspiration on the save, so it's a
Oh, okay,
18.
you're good, Ben.
Yeah.
Esther. As you're still technically here. You're good. Okay. You would technically have an encounter, but I can tell you now you'd pretty much easily be able to wipe it. So, Aaron, if you want, you have 3 more CR2 creatures to harvest.
Yay.
Just out of curiosity, what were they?
Galaroks. They're basically big lizard thingies that glide at you.
Ah,
The main annoying thing is they have grab, but there's only 3 of them.
Because I
And
do need
also-
to know what it is from. So
It's just a big lizardy thing that glides.
That sounds like lizard leather armor.
You can indeed harvest
Yeah.
Galarok hide.
yeah. Let's. I mean, we may as well. Actually, probably should have grabbed the bodies of those crystal snakes.
They're in
I'm
harvested
sure.
form.
what did we fight last time? Oh yeah, okay, got it.
You fought 7 crystal vipers and the crystal carrying golem.
Acid ghost.
Did I tie a skill bonus to these? Because I'm pretty sure if I did, it was bonuses on fly. Where's my crafting notepad? Oh yeah, if you technically want to take stocks of Galarok hide, they don't do much beyond give you +1 to fly checks. As they have materials perfectly suited for making weird webby shits in between the bits of your armor. Otherwise, you can just take it as straight money.
Sounds like we're gonna get Ipos flying.
And you already have a bunch
Sure.
of crafting reagents that are like suited towards flying, like via Cloudhawk feathers.
Yeah.
Which will give a
True.
+3
Yeah,
in
We
but-
can
head.
combine them all together.
That's true.
Yeah, but like now we can make Ippos a gliding lizard.
True. So if you wish to, you can take 3 stocks of Galarok hide.
That is technically more than I can harvest. Because the harvest is 50 gold per stock. I'm only getting 120 out of it.
Oh, in which case it would be what, 2? Math hard.
Yeah, it would
Also,
be 2.
the prices of stocks differ, but
Yeah.
they aren't necessarily always 50.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get 2 then. Which
I will then write that down.
I suppose the difference with this is you could actually add it into a vehicle, unlike the feathers you have, which is a bit harder.
Quantity 2.
There you go.
Are these also
Right.
50 gold or what?
These would probably be priced a little lower, just because there's not really much demand. Probably like, let's see, where's my price chart? 30 gold each. Certain skills just aren't really desired.
Okay.
Because I do have a map for giant swords. Well, I do need to ask, does anyone here, as a party member, proper party member, do any of you have a sword on you? I have, for this very
Pretty sure
specific
that's a big
encounter, I
ol'
have to
no.
ask.
I think any of us carry swords.
The only person I'd maybe even potentially think of is Silas if he didn't get like a fucking mace last time.
He doesn't have anything like that, actually. He doesn't have any weapons on him.
He does. He
Can
has
be.
that scepter.
Oh, yeah, he does have the scepter. Right, that is a weapon, isn't it?
Yes.
Then I guess the only reason you actually proc this is because you brought along
Yeah.
Robert.
I mean, I have a glaive,
I had that.
but that's not a sword.
Very specifically sword here. Because this was intended for, well, back with Wolf it wouldn't have mattered probably, because he doesn't have actually he had a great sword. I think that was my
I want
rationale
it.
behind this.
Yeah, Robert has a sword. So
Yeah, he will. You will be able to get what is behind this then. As you approach, you can indeed see 3 gigantic swords embedded into the stone, covered in fungi. Also, you're at the bottom of the map. Wait, did I shift use?
I see you. Yep.
As you get closer, most of you are not really martially inclined, with the only real person who is martially inclined having been summoned away. But for those of you more perceptive, you notice a strange look on Robert's face as he gets closer.
Robert, you huffing more shrooms or you good?
I've literally not. I haven't huffed any shrooms.
Well, then what's up with the face?
There's something strange here.
Well, like the giant swords.
Robert just looks at Silas.
Mm.
Why is she like this? We're here. As he'll pass you his great sword. Hold it.
What?
Robert.
you, Aaron. Silas, as the sword leaves Robert's hands and enters yours, you suddenly see something. Almost an innate challenge now that you're holding the proper weapon. As in front of each sword, you see a figure. Each one of them wielding a different sort of sword himself.
Interesting.
They watch you very keenly, as you are technically wielding a proper weapon. Aaron, as you get closer, the sword just appears to be made of, well, not regular rock. Some form of rock. You're not quite sure what, but it's rock, not metal.
Ah, crap. Is it magic at least?
Give me your thingamabobbit.
I cast detect magic. Is it magic?
Yes and no. Wow. Ash, you can tell there's some magic aura associated with the swords, but it's not on the swords.
Huh.
Oh, it's this kind of magic, Erin says as she slumps back into Rusty's saddle. It's all the fucking figures of speech again.
As Aaron
Son of a
detects magic.
bitch.
Let's. Silas is going to move here. Yeah, that's close enough. And detect psychic significance.
Oh boy. Silas, you develop what is a light headache as thoughts and feelings pour into you from around this area. Well, not from the swords and not from anything else, but from each of the people.
Hmm.
As they all turn to look at you. Instantly, with this detect psychic significance, you feel the challenge innately kind of inlaid with each of these people. There is something to these swords, but they'll only let you have it if you prove yourself as a proper swords person.
Very interesting. It is a place of challenge and honor, is it? Robert,
Huh?
if you will, come on over.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about contests of strength?
And they're good, but I also feel weird doing it when there's 3 giant swords and 3 weird ghost people.
Yes, I understand that. Actually,
None of them are
one
evil,
moment.
at least.
Silas is going to walk over to this one, not having this, holding the sword, but not having it like at the ready,
Mhm.
and speak to this knight. Greetings.
Spawned ready. As the figure speaks, there's almost like a sort of otherworldly echo. If you've ever played Dragon Age and been in the Fade, that aspirant, he just gives a curt nod.
Do correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a place of challenge, correct?
Indeed. For one who wishes to master the way of the sword, they must overcome our trials.
And judging by the looks of you, he glances at the other two. Each of you represents a different aspect of swordsmanship, correct?
He nods, as you can see the lady is carrying some kind of dueling sword. This stood up here, I believe. Which one were you? This one is carrying both a sword and a shield, and this one is carrying a two-handed sword. Nods. There are
You
many
strength.
ways to follow the spirit of the sword, but you must prove yourself worthy of one here.
See. I assume you strength, her agility, and the one up there endurance.
It's a bit hard to tell his demeanor underneath the armor and helmet, but you sense a little bit of pleasure as he doesn't seem to have to explain things. Indeed. It is your choice whether you face us all or one, and likewise we will face you the same.
See.
This is the dumbest magical inscription I've ever seen.
So in that case, if one were to face all at once, then we would be facing you all together, correct?
Indeed. Your comrades
Ah.
may fight along with you.
Even if they are not swordsmen themselves.
One cannot expect to only find themselves imperiled by the blade. There are many dangers in this world.
Excellent. Well, in that case, compatriots, Silas says as he turns back.
You done talking to yourself?
No, I am done talking with warrior spirits.
That's great. Tell them their magic sucks.
Well, you would not.
Ooh, warrior
You will not say
spirits.
that if we are able to defeat them in honorable combat.
Well, if we're able to defeat them, it only proves my point that their magic sucks.
No, only that we are mightier than it.
Debatable, but
However,
go on.
so, I bring this to you all. Do you think that we should?
Is there a reason why we shouldn't?
Well, it's just, just, really it's just
Well.
our confidence.
Was I able to determine anything from these swords? Well, the
With
sword I'm
that roll,
looking at.
no.
Okay.
Other than that, they're big.
Yeah, this
And I
magic
guess, like,
sucks.
and they're pretty structurally stable. You can tell that much.
Yeah. Hey, I'm always up for watching you guys get your shit kicked in.
Not just be us. You would be a part of this whether you liked it or not.
To think they would actually get close to me.
By the way, I think I will be honest, I am fairly up for this challenge. Especially with people
Hey,
like Robert to
a
stand
bit
between me
of
and them.
honorable combat.
My only point
Sure.
I should make is that our new psychically impressive friend is in the market for an infomorph, and the one he got is kind of meh, all things considered. And if these guys are
Mm,
mental constructs of swordsmanship, well, frankly, that looks right up his alley.
that that is a very good point.
And frankly, I don't think you should just kick their shit in just because you feel like it when you have an opportunity to give a guy a really cool infomorph.
That is a
Well,
very
it's
good
not
point.
as if we're going to take them from this place. They'll probably offer us some boon or something.
Ask them if they're gonna disappear if we kick their shit in.
Yes, actually, that is a wise idea. So, spirits of the sword. If you are to be defeated here, will you remain afterwards?
Vidula's shakes her head. No, dearie. We would in fact move on to our next trial. And what would be left for you is the secret hidden in each of the swords that we placed here.
Hmm, I see. No, they they will not remain. You will gain what is in the swords, or what is beneath them, I assume.
But they said they'd move on to whatever the fuck next challenge.
Yes, they will be moving on to their next challenges.
Erin says that she's now holding up a device so she can kind of listen in on the psychic stuff.
You get like a lot of static.
Yeah. Okay. So ask them where their next challenge is.
Where would your next challenge be? Yes, as my friend has stated.
Well, that is not for us to say, unfortunately, for we do not know. We
Hmm.
go where the swords will us, and where the spirit is strong.
You?
Ah, so the swords will disappear as well.
Hmm, perhaps. I'll be honest, I've never stuck around to find out. Also,
You know of any other big ass swords?
not that I'm aware of down here, no. Though, there's nothing to say that we couldn't be somewhere else within the regardless. Until someone solves this challenge, it doesn't appear like it's going anywhere. As he also seems to be able to half listen to the spirits.
It's not. So yes, I think it would be wise for us to just return later with our friend.
Hmm.
Aid him in this.
If
And
we kick
besides,
if we kick one ass, do they all leave?
if only one of you is defeated, is the challenge still completed at that point?
Yes.
Yes,
The
yes
one
it
that
is.
you were talking to originally looks to you.
You are one or all. I see. All right. Silas will hand Robert back the sword.
True.
Okay. In that case, I don't think we should
Erin,
meet the challenge for now.
Erin, with her new skill she has, she's gonna pull out a few devices. And can she get the general gist about how large of a mental echo these guys are? AKA, essentially identify them for CR.
If you want to use one use of your I've forgotten what your spell is called.
Awareness.
Yeah, you could attempt what's it, psychometry? No. Whatever the hold on, how's it called?
I was literally just
Yeah.
gonna roll lore psychic.
Oh. I was gonna say you could also do this for the could you prognosticate for your dust?
I can really only identify objects.
Okay. But the swords technically are objects.
Oh yeah, sure then.
You're welcome to give me a prognosticate and you can learn things about them.
Sure, I guess I'll do both.
Yeah. That's also fair.
Hey,
As Aaron, you spread your dust, breathe it in, or whatever the fuck it is you do.
nope.
So
I
you
spread it
don't.
around, and
Yeah.
suddenly she pulls out a small device, which she turns a few knobs on, and this Silas just is exorbitantly grating on you, as you can actually blatantly hear lar- the almost deafening hum, as suddenly all the psychic energy starts to vibrate on a single frequency.
Lord, is
And all the dust that she spread around that's sort of humming in the air suddenly locks into places where psychic impressions are, and everybody can now see the warriors as
Ooh.
as various little particles of like atomized metal sticks to their outside forms as it sort of vibrates on those tracks. So they look like holograms of single points of light, but they're sticking to an outside form.
As you indeed see the duelist, sword and board man, and big sword man. Aaron, it's hard to watch as you manage to peer into their history, as you peer into the unique lives of each of these persons. One being a renowned duelist who took on any challenger who came at her, who only finally died after the king decided that she posed too much of a threat to his reign. Another,
Ah, boots too big for her own shoes. Erin says as she's like turns and the frequency changes and it like scrolls back in her history and like little scenes and moments fleck in with these vibrational patterns.
Seems very invasive.
It is. Honestly, it's not comfortable, but it's the only way I figured it out. I'm working on a little bit. Working on it. Can't do it with an actual living person because mental, like passive thoughts, are too disruptive for me to actually get a focus on. But historical remnants, they're fairly locked in, and I'm able to tamper with them to a limited extent.
another vision you see is of what appears to be this man. Much younger, of course. But this one was actually a mage slayer, hunting down witches and other foul casters. His sword able to deflect even the strongest of spells, until suddenly it wasn't enough.
Hey Ash, I found you a friend.
Hmm? Which one?
This one, as he says as he suddenly you see him cut down a witch in half. You can see from the big pointy hat.
Oh, you're a witch hunter.
And finally, Big Boy, the only one wearing heavy armor of the group. You see his story. A one-man army cutting through soldier after soldier, their weapons breaking on both his armor and weapon. But like all things, they eventually meet their match, and he falls.
Well, I suppose that's what you get for charging at a mammoth. I mean, seriously, who charges a war elephant? My
Hippos
dude.
slowly raises that hand.
Oh, yeah. Well, you would charge it to hug it. This guy charged it to stab it to death.
Oh, not as good then.
Yeah, I know. He put in a good effort. He was, like, giving his allies time, but, still a war elephant, my dude.
You don't antagonize the things that you said you're gonna fight at some point.
I'm not gonna fight it. Good lord, no. Again, we said that we would send our other swordsmen in to go kick ass.
But the visions fade. Okay. I can tell you a little bit about them. These are all essentially max level, e.g., level 6 fighters of some sort, each with their own unique gimmick. One being a duelist, the other one being sword and board, both mixed offensively and defensively, and one being more specialized into heavy armor, favoring damage and high AC over speed. That said, each of them has a balanced kit, so any respective one of them will be a hard fight. But they do not innately have anything that makes them fight better together, so should you wish to fight with an entire party, you might be able to come up with a better strategy than they can.
Right, yeah. They are still just fighters. Very
Wow.
powerful fighters, but
Big B
hey,
says the only
it means
fighter
they're
in the
locked.
party.
It means they're locked to martial. There's a reason why Stylus took one level in fighter.
It's true. You use it to punch people.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we should take off. So yeah, these from their general disposition I've picked up, they're about as strong as our instructors. So
Interesting. I expected them to be challenging, but I did not expect that powerful. Though I really
That
should
would
they're not.
explain why List's still here.
Yes, that.
I should specify that they're as strong as our instructor. They're not as diverse as their instructor. They lost a bit as they got turned into infomorphs and became very single-minded.
Do note these might not actually be infomorphs. These might actually be spirits.
Spirits, infomorphs. I mean,
There's a
look,
difference.
the depiction is I didn't get any memories of their daily life, so they are only stab.
Either way, for a time later.
Yes.
But it is not important to remember.
Yeah.
Quite surprised this is fairly high up in the dungeon.
Well,
Yeah.
it is supposed to be a challenge.
Indeed it
So,
is.
unless you all want me to seance with them and attempt to gather some kind of information, I don't particularly have anything here.
Well, I pretty much feel like you guys saw the information you needed to see for this, but
Well, we don't know what they know about this place or anything of the sort, right?
True, though I have a feeling it might not be much, considering they seem to be confined to their swords and seem to go around for different challenges.
hey, I will say this is
Mhm.
more intuitive magic, so I mean, have a shot if you wish, but I don't think you're going to find anything.
Well, I'm not going to take the time unless we have a question to ask.
Fair enough. I don't have any questions.
I
I'm
do
just
not
gonna
either,
quickly
actually.
scan around for other people who decided to take this on and drop shit. But then, yeah, we can get going.
I'm afraid you'll find no such easy loot here.
Okay, moving on then.
And the quest has been added to the quest log.
Oh boy, more side quests.
And the dungeon is literally a side quest.
Yeah,
It's a
you don't.
big side quest made of smaller side quests,
Pretty much.
like a pineapple.
Okay, big guy. Could you give me a hand here? Erin says as she unclips herself from Rusty again. Pick me up.
You talking to
Yeah, Akron.
But he'll give you uppies, I guess.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna basically do a bit of a scan around to see if I can see where that siege uh,
Alright.
guy is and
Again.
where he's going.
Ooh. He is indeed moving towards the very loud thing that just happened.
Okay, we're gonna have to take the long way around.
All right.
Yeah, because that massive cloud of spores not just a natural phenomena. That is him going on a bit of a rampage.
Okay.
I love the image of Robert just fucking holding Erin up and she's like, ah yes, I can see everything now.
I
Yeah.
can see everything.
Now that
Fear
I've gained
is
like 6 feet of
Oh
height,
god, let's run
everything is
away.
revealed to me.
Hey, I just need to be able to see past you guys, because frankly, even though I'm on top of Rusty, I'm still staring at the middle of your spines. I just need to see over you guys' heads.
On the bright side, ironically, this lets you move past the ancient tower should you just decide to go south.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can move 5, right?
Yes.
5. It's not much of a detour.
Can someone roll me a d100?
Sure.
Dog.
Ow. Bork.
Damn, just one over.
The nice.
Aw.
Nothing happens for this hour, thankfully. And also fort saves, please. Oh, Robert Master failed one.
Yay.
You're good.
We're out of inspiration, so
Once I
yay.
failed.
Failed one. Welcome back. Fortitude, please. Tinder. You're good.
He said, oh, okay.
Alright, 42 saves. Come on, computer.
To just
Work
you
with me
just get
here.
Blue Bow like a gas mask to live in for down here.
I don't have any spares, sorry.
Sorry, my computer is acting up again. You guys
That's
give
fine.
me a hot sec.
Oh, that's going on. I can move you to.
I can't wait until it's after the new year and I can actually order my parts
Yeah, it's like what, 4 more days.
minimally.
Asheville's one.
For the most part, I just need the lockdown shit here in California to stop so we can actually go out and do shit.
And Blue Bow is fine. So I'm just gonna do a smart thing. Quickly copy all of you. And move you to page.
It's dark.
Yes. Also because you're not put down yet. There you go.
Ah.
Did I copy off the map? I did. Oops. You don't spawn in the mushrooms. It's just me putting you in the one light place.
Why am I
Move
big?
it- Because you're on a hex map before and it fucks up sizes every time it moves people across.
Hmm.
Also, stay. Where does the go?
Where's my boy? Okay, that's a big tower.
Yes, as indeed you can see a tower. Would anyone be carrying light? Because otherwise Robert will take up torchbearer.
Yeah, it's you.
Fine.
Well, actually, no. I'll light up my ion star.
Stuff you set from the
Also.
sun.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to light up my. Right, I have an ion torch.
Did you ever get that repaired?
No, it's still only 15 feet.
Okay.
But hey, it's light.
There you go. There's a few more people have been lit up. As indeed you can see a big fuck off tower. Around it,
It's a reasonable
statues.
sized tower.
Sort
Aim to poke a statue.
Oh, hippos. I mean, as you fucking immediately go to poke one of the statues, give me a second. I had to. Oh, wait, oh.
One of us tells only lies.
Can't take you anywhere. Anyway, no, it's fine. As you. There we go. As you tap one of the statues, it glows for a couple of seconds and then stops glowing.
Wait, what?
Oh, Ippos figured a thing. He taps it again.
Oh, hey.
Starts glowing again.
Tap, 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 tap.
Hippo, stop that.
But it glowy! I mean, it
It
do
is glowy.
stuff.
While he's tapping him, I try to identify it, just so we see what's happening.
Okay. It appears to be some kind of magical object that reacts to any form of stimulus, be it touch, speaking to, or whatnot. Though you're not quite sure what it's linked to. It just seems to activate when basically interacted with.
Well, it seems to keep turning itself off after a brief moment, right?
It's like a color. It like glows for like probably 5-10 seconds, then stops.
Doing that, Ippos.
Oh, maybe they're more statues.
There are.
There's one.
Aaron.
There's one over here.
Aha!
So Aaron, as you tap in that one as well, Ash.
Yeah, because this one looks like it's a mage.
Fair
Tap.
enough. It glows.
Tap,
But
tap,
Aaron,
tap,
as you
tap.
step over here, you see something above this statue of what appears to be some kind of priest. An inscription, which I'll copy into chat.
Tap.
Hey, Ash.
Yeah.
Mage mumbo jumbo over here.
I can imagine that Aaron doesn't know the word for riddle.
Oh. Let's see.
Oh, it not mage mumbo jumbo. It riddle.
Well, yeah, I know it's a riddle. It's just something the mages do all the goddamn time.
Yes, they did them too.
I suppose that's true. Before they stand, first to band, two in hand, four they stand, one to command. I don't suppose they require us to fill in all the stereotypes of an average adventuring party, right?
I think it's a bit simpler than that. Hippos, the
Well,
statue you tapped glowed, correct?
Yes. Ippos taps this statue. Does it glow as well?
It glows.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
the one on
then-
the opposite side also glows when you touch it.
Yes, then clearly there's a certain order to tap them in.
order or
Mhm.
amount. Maybe we tap 4, then 2, then 4?
No, I
Four.
think the I
4,
think the
1, 2,
four.
4, 4, 1?
No, I think the four that stand and the four they stand and the four then stand is just explaining that there are four statues. And that first you tap the first to band, then you tap the two in hand, and then finally the one in command. The one to command, rather.
So,
What are the various statues? What do they look like?
there's a ranger, there's a guy with a big fucking sword, there's this priesty looking fuck, and I think there's a mage on the other side. I couldn't say.
yes, there's a mage on the other side.
There are indeed 4 statues, as you can go around and examine each. There is indeed a train of thought amongst people within the world of the 4 archetypes, which usually form up what would be considered an adventuring party. You're very well familiar with them. You know, someone to stand in front and take hits, someone that DPSs, someone that heals, someone that is a mage. In this case, there appear to be 4 of them. A knight, a priest, an archer, and an alchemist.
Specifically an alchemist.
Not a mage, as far as you can tell, but very blatantly he has what appears to be like vials and tinctures along his belt, as well as holding an outstretched potion.
So yeah, the one on the other side isn't a wizard or anything, it's an alchemist.
Dope.
So,
Yeah, it's that.
which...
Okay, I got an idea.
I also have an idea. What's yours?
Well, first you tap the first one who would actually join a group, which would be the priest who's on a holy quest. Two in hand, so the people who stab things repeatedly, so the ranger and the fighter, and then the one to command, the alchemist.
I would argue otherwise.
Yes, same. Many times the alchemist or the intelligent one in the party is rarely the leader.
Isn't normally big shiny armor man the face of parties? Commandy man?
Perhaps, but he has two objects in his hands.
Yeah. The only ones with two
So,
objects in their hands are the archer and the fighter.
I think it would be the ranger, then the warrior, and then the priest.
Why would the
Because priests have magic specifically to command things, to do things.
All right.
Also fair. As well as priests do tend to be leaders of these sort of parties just because of, well,
As well as leaders of small communities.
they're leading a quest of some kind.
All right, sure. Tap them. Tap that.
Though it does lead the question, why would the alchemist be the first to band?
That's
No,
another
no,
good
no.
question.
The ranger would be the first to ban.
Why would he care?
Well, people out in the hinterlands would be the first ones to catch signs of danger, I would think. That's tends to be how it is in my country anyway.
But if that's the case, the alchemist does not fit the second qualification because he does not have two in hand.
No, the warrior has two in hand. Did you not listen to me?
Yeah,
Yes,
but then where's
there
the
are
range?
4 statues.
Yeah.
Yes. That means one is erroneous to the puzzle.
Oh, so you're saying alchemists are erroneous?
I personally don't.
Not in a general sense, but in sense of the puzzle.
I take offense. Tap it.
Regardless of that, I don't think that will work just because of the fact that
Epos think we lose nothing by trying.
Yeah.
Epos tap
Sure.
statue many times, nothing bad happen.
as you wish.
Okay. Give me order and untype them.
Ranger, fighter, priest.
As you tap, I'm assuming it's like one of each of you are standing each of the statues and tapping them.
Yep.
Yep.
As you tap each of the statues, they indeed go for a couple of seconds, and then fade.
Ah, so the alchemist isn't
If-
erroneous.
If we do the same order but tap the alchemist as well, same thing happen? Like just tack the alchemist onto the end?
If you tap all of them, and assuming nobody objects, the statues glow for a different color, a bright red for a couple of seconds after tapping all 4 of them, and the light then fades.
Ah, so that wasn't the pattern.
Right, so it does need 4 then. Because
Yes.
it seemed the
I
golden glow is
see.
just a timing out. The red glow is a incorrect.